When would have Mum and Dad have got the place at Hardy's Bay? What type of... Louis, Gibbo and I were talking about it yesterday because...
Yeah, that came about, there was the local real estate bloke, his name was Neville Hazzard, and I went up there to see Mum and Dad. They were on holidays up there, staying at Kilcare, and it was raining. I went and got a paper, and as I walked past the real estate, Neville said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, just up here for a couple of days." He said, "I'll jump in the car and come for a drive. I'll show you a couple of the places up here that I'm selling." And we saw two. And the second one, he said to me, "Why don't you buy this?" I said, "What?" And he said, "Why don't you buy this?" And I said, well, this, when I said before, the first house I bought was the one at Malcolm Street. I'm sorry, I forgot about. This was the first house I bought.
Oh, right.
And we were all still living in the Housing Commission at Erskineville. And he said, "It's going for 25,000." And I said,
goodness.
"Oh, geez, mate, I haven't got that, you know." And anyhow, he said, "See how you go." He said, "I might be able to get it for you for 23." I said, "Oh, mate, yeah." Anyhow, when he dropped me back, I went into Dad and said, "You were interested in buying a house with me?" He said, "No, not never." And I said, "All right." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Oh, Neville showed me this place. He reckons he can, give it to me cheap. Come around and have a look at it." And he said, "No." I said, "Come around, it's raining and you got nothing to do." So I got him. We went round, and he was a mad fisherman, and just across from the window was the oyster lease where he used to anchor off there for blackfish, and then he had another spot that he used to go up there and catch flathead, and I could see he was interested, but Dad was scared, like he'd been through the
depression.
The depression, and he was really.
It rattled him.
Yeah. And anyhow, from that moment on, I went to work, and they had a credit union there, and I asked how much I could get, and it was nearly 20,000 that I could get, and I said, "All right." I did the same thing. I went home to Dad and I said, "Listen, see what you could get." Anyhow, he said, I could get about 12,000, he said. I said, "Well, look, this might never come up again. Do you want to give it a go?" And he'd not long had a couple of heart attacks. And I said, "You don't want to be working, all the time. Let's see how we go with this." Anyhow, I can still remember it. Neville really wanted us to get it, and we were going backwards and forwards on it. And then Neville rang me one day and he said,